What's up YouTube? This is TCA Gaming. I have some purchases I want to show you guys. Kind of like every week when I get these purchases in, I just kind of set them off to the side, except for ones that I have to open. And then when the pile gets big enough, I'll come back through, and that's when I pretty much record these videos and I remember all what I got. So this one actually come with a PSA order. It come with a note. I always like little notes. I'm going to read this to you guys. Dear Rusty and TCA Gaming, I'm a big fan of your work here and the community you have built here. Just like you, I was 8 or 9 when the Pokemania started. A funny story that I never owned the base set Charizard or even touched one, but owned the other two instead. I never got to the Pokemon TCG, but I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot more from my local to regional tournament back in the day. Nowadays, I'm retired from Yu-Gi-Oh! And want to get into collecting, so why not start with my own PSA collection myself? Your channel have inspired me to collect Pokemon cards again. I want to build my Detective Pikachu set first and go on from there. I also include extra holos for you for your repack and an unopened movie pack for you to do a giveaway to your fan on your channel. Sincerely, Cab Theo. P.S. This is a misprint card that I chunk into the holo pack. That's kind of cool. We'll see what all he's talking about. Thanks, Kate. Is it Cab Theo? But he actually ended up doing the raw review service where I actually look over his cards first for $2 per card, and then I go in, and then after I gave him the raw review of each of the cards, he actually wanted to get each of them graded. But let's see, so he's got a Detective Pikachu pack here he wants to give away on the channel. So what I'm going to do is the 5th comment down there in the description, as long as it's not someone who has already commented previously, this pack will go to you. Just reach out to me, I'll check, make sure you are indeed the 5th person. Don't be going through deleting comments or anything like that. But anyways, here are some cards that he threw in. I mean, he threw in a Secret Rare. I mean, that's really cool. Got Beastbringer, got an Arcanine, Haunch Crow GX, another one, and a 3rd one. That's really cool. Got the Stack Attacker, Ultra Beast, Melmetal, and that's one of the ones from the Build and Battle deck kits or the pre-release boxes. Got Crobat Hollows, Porygon Z, Togekiss, Persian, Hoopa, Whimsicott, Muck, and Alolan Muck. Got the Tag Team, Malamar, 2 Malamars, Absol, Crocodile, Greninja, and a Reverse Hollow End. Man, that used to be a big staple card. So that's really cool. I'm not sure I saw the misprint. Maybe you guys did. If you guys saw the misprint, let me know where it was. Usually I don't misprint. I don't miss misprints. And for whoever gets this, this is actually it should be the 2-card pack. See, it's got the gold instead of like the deep blue. Oh, well, it says 2 additional game cards at the bottom too. Next up, I have another note. So it says, to Rusty, thank you for purchasing from us. Please take a moment to leave us some feedback. Your feedback is important to us. We hope you enjoy your purchase. Feel free to check out our other products online. We will be updating our inventory weekly. Sincerely, E&L Vintage and Collectibles. Now this guy, he actually reached out to me on Facebook. He had showed me this card, and I think I had offered him $50 or something like that. Maybe it was 40. I can't really remember. And then he said he was going to let it go through auction. And I won it through auction. I actually got it for a little bit cheaper, but it's actually really cool. So check this out. It's like a big circle of holo just right in the middle, like a print defect. So I thought that was really neat. And it's a 1st edition Dark Duke Trio. I might send it off to PSA, see if it can get like one of the printing defect qualifiers, but I doubt it. They're pretty rough about handing out those. I've seen one on a 1st edition 9 base set Charizard. I own that one, and then I sold it a long time ago. Next up, I have a 1st edition Gem Heroes booster box. I had a couple other boxes that I purchased this week, but I ended up busting them. I needed to bust them for otherwise I was going to bust some other boxes, but this one's in a little bit rough shape. And I got a Team Rocket box from this guy too, and I got these before the price jumped, so that was nice. Next up, we've got a lot of PSA cards. This is all from Bone Bigger, if you guys remember him, 075. He sold me quite a bit of PSAs. Let me check these out. Got a Shining, or an SL Kyogre. This is from Call of Legends. This is actually a pretty expensive card. As a 9, I wasn't too sure on the value of it, but it's still pretty up there. I think the 10 is like 500 bucks or 400 bucks or something like that. We've got the Rayquaza as a 9, got the Dialga as a 9. These are all the SL Legends. Got Palkia, Raikou, there's Lugia, Deoxys. He sold me a bunch of like just extra duplicate PSA cards he had. I mean, you got the secret rares, the shiny secret rares from Black and White series. Most of these are mint 9s, and that's a little bit tougher grade than you think it is to get. Got the Winter Salamence Holo, Gem Mint 10. Got another Blaine's Charizard. I will gladly stick that into one of my Charizard boxes. Next up we got a Moltres. Alright, so you're looking at this one, and you're like, man, I can tell that sucker is rough. It's a Dark Dragonite, and it's the non-holo, so that's really cool. It's the Era. I've had several 10s on those, but I'm not sure I even have a 10 at the moment, but just because it's an Error, I mean, I really like it. Even as a 2. You got a 9 on the previous Cacnea. Then we got a Gem Mint 10 on that Meowth. Got another Dusknoir, Crocodile. Check this out, Gem Mint 10 on this shiny Terrakion. Terrakion, let's go with that. Virizion. Just put a little extra twang on everything. Alright, got Groudon. Kyogre. Man, Charlie, the guy who hosted the Hartford Regional, well, he didn't host the Hartford Regionals, but he hosted the event that went in conjunction with that. He runs Ludkins. Well, he says it as Ludkins, but I never get a kick out of me saying Ludkins instead of Ludkins. I don't care. These don't really appeal that much to me, the Japanese newer black and white kind of cards, but I mean, they're in great condition. There you go, you got a really prominent bleed through or bleed error on the Charizard from Secret Wonders. I mean, it's all over this card. The only thing on the back I'm seeing is this top corner over here. Got a little white nick, maybe. Wait, there's one right there too. So I don't see that getting a 10. Still cool enough, we'll stick it in the background. Charmeleon, this is a secret rare reprint from Storefront. Got Charmander and then a second Charmeleon. And these are not PSA returns for me, this is just a purchase that I got off of this guy, and these are all from the same guy. And there's still more stuff to show after the PSA if you guys aren't too interested in the PSA stuff, but man, he's got a lot of really cool cards that he sent me. I like these SL cards. They were really popular when Pokemon Go come back out, but they've died off a little bit. Here we got us a Crystal Nidoking. Got an 8. I'm going to put that over that pack in the background, I think. Pull that off to the side. Here we go. First edition Ho-Oh. Mint 9 from Neo Rev. Probably worth more than the Nidoking. Got the Rockets Moltres right here. I've noticed the crystals have really come down in price. First edition Blaine's Moltres, Mint 9. Now these are tough to get in 9, or they're tough to get. They're really tough to get in 10, but I mean they're still really tough to get in 9. So these are the shiny reverse holos from the Diamond and Pearl series. I can see the 10s on them being really expensive one day. I mean they don't have a ton of card appeal because it's just like, oh look, a reverse holo Relicanth, but it's a shiny one. They're tough on the 10s because, man, those things, they damage so easily. Just a little scratch and it detracts from the whole card. Some more secret rares. Here's the reprint Articuno. And the Zapdos. Can't remember if the Moltres is in here or not. Then we got a Gem Mint 10 on the secret rare Execute. Still Mint 9s. I mean, these are all strong grades. I mean, you guys have seen some of my returns. Half the ones that I got weren't even as good as that. Got a 10 on that reverse holo Venusaur. Nice. Most of the time when people sell me collections like this, man, that's a strong bleed through error. You can even see the swirl right there. I bet there's another swirl somewhere over in here. Can't really get that one a shot. I see that one. But usually when people sell me collections, got a lot of PSA cards. There's about 20 PSA cards all crammed in one photo. And then they send several photos. I do my best to make out exactly what each one of the cards are and give a quick estimate of what I would pay. Sometimes I overpay doing that, but I get a lot of collections that want to be quoted every day on top of the custom mystery boxes and different things that I sell. So I've got to give quick quotes or I'm going to lose the customer. I don't think I overpaid too much. Most of the time I get a pretty good deal. I think people realize to sell this many PSA cards, you're going to have to put a lot of work into it. It's a lot of shipments, a lot of buyers you have to worry about, a lot of fees. Ooh, I see some pretty good ones on top. I'm going to just set those to the side and show them near the end. I got this Nidoqueen off of eBay a couple weeks back, and it's strange because as soon as I picked this up, I think 2 or 3 days later, I got hit up by someone asking if I had any Jungle PSA 10 hollows that was sent to me from Z and G Emporium, and then a few other people did the same thing. Like I was getting several people who had come to me asking. One person actually specifically asked for Nidoqueen, but I don't have one myself. I ended up buying this card after I told you guys I'd bought the wrong one. I'd bought the base unlimited Ninetales instead of base set 2. I went and bought one, and then this one ended up coming with this collection, so now I've got 2 of them. Got a Gem Mint 10 Giovanni's Gyarados. Oh, here's a good one. This is Zapdos Gem Mint 10. And if you notice, it's labeled Cosmos Thunderstorm deck, and that's because if you look in the background, it's not the regular stars. It's like the base set 2 hollows with the Cosmos holographic parts. And you can see down here it's actually dated 1999-2000. This is one of 5 cards that was dated 1999-2000 in the Thunderstorm gift box. The others were Raichu, Golduck, Psyduck, Energy Search. Well, that would have been it. Those 4 plus the Zapdos. For the longest time, it was thought that those were the only 5 1999-2000 dated fossil cards until the red logos. Well, I think someone ended up picking up a lot out of Australia because that's where they originated. And someone finally connected the red logos on the booster boxes and packs to the 1999-2000 dated fossil set. And I don't think it was the initial discovery that happened a few years back. I think it was a rediscovery, because when I purchased a huge purchase from someone about 3 years ago, her collection had been sitting in storage for like a decade, from where she had ran a league and she had binders of everything, and in the back of it she had a binder full of nothing but 1999-2000 fossil cards that were completely separate from all of the other fossil cards. And she had said that she had collected them back in the day. So there were some collectors out there who knew about it when the stuff initially came out. It just wasn't well known, and a lot of the information didn't transfer to the Pokemon community because not everyone was super heavy with the information on the internet like we are today. Now you can get on E4 and pretty much find out anything you want to know about Pokemon from the very beginning. There's some more of them Meowths right there. The 1999-2000 dated rares, uncommons, commons, they're all really difficult to find, especially in really good condition. The 5 from the Thunderstorm deck box are not that hard at all to find. They are a little bit more difficult than the regular copy because they were exclusive to the Thunderstorm deck box, but that's pretty much it. They do have a different stock as well than the 1999-2000 dated fossil cards that come out of the Red Logos booster packs. You can't really tell unless you know what you're looking for, but the stock is different. So I also got 2 Gem Mint no symbol PSA 10s from this guy, Bold Bigga. Man, these probably cost close to 40% of the entire collection from what I paid. That might be a little high. But I mean, a PSA 10, Gem Mint, Jolteon, no symbol, and Clefable. I mean, Clefable's already tough because it's just one of those cards. It's kind of like the Wigglytuff and the Snorlaxes. I mean, The background is really light, so the scratches show up really easy. And then Jolteon is just, you know, a fan favorite. It's like the biggest card in Jungle. I mean, of course you have, you know, Flareon that's really popular, but Jolteon is super popular as well. And they look like strong 10s to me. I think someone opened up a pack back in the day and then they held them and then maybe they sent them in. That was probably about 2016 or so. I might be off on that estimation, but those were definitely the highlights of that purchase for me. A few other small things that I picked up. I got a black triangle booster pack on eBay and auction. I just happened to find one, and I got it for like $182 or something in auction, which is a great deal. I mean, I sold them over $400 a piece here recently in a buy now, so just to get the best artwork for less than half that, I was super happy. I picked up a few more of these sealed packs of Wizards of the Coast Energies. Sent off a lot of these to be sealed up as packs and graded. I kind of got tired of opening these up for people on eBay. It's not that I wasn't making good money. I mean, I was selling them for at least $5 a piece, some of them $6 and $7 a piece, and you got 25 cards in here. But I just think it's good to preserve this kind of history, because eventually people are just going to, you know, have all these open, or there might be some sitting in collections, and I imagine there are a lot of sealed collectors out there who have these sitting in their collections, but not many of them are getting graded, and that preserves it quite a bit. I also got a grass one as well, and there's several other very affordable sealed packs on eBay right now. In fact, I think I got this one for like 50 bucks. I mean, that's $2 in energy. Fighting is always going to be your cheapest. You start getting into the fire and water and psychic, you know, even grass and light. I mean, those 5 are going to be pretty, a lot more expensive than this one. I think grass is probably the second most common. The recycle is pretty common as well. It's not as desired because up until recently it hasn't been playable. And then last, I pulled in 2 more first edition Charizards. Last week I wanted to take a break from buying first edition booster boxes because the prices were going up so much, and I think I was a part of that problem, opening all this stuff up on camera and then going on eBay and buying every box that I could. So I went and bought 2 first edition Charizards in graded 3 condition. If you look kind of closely, this one on the left side, it's actually, the color is a lot more prominent than the one on the right side. But if you look at the stamps, they're also different. This one here is called a thin stamp. If you look, the one is much thinner, like the white space, not the black space. Then over here, this is called a thick stamp. That one is much thicker. And again, I'm referring to the white space or the red space, orange space, whatever you want to call, not actually the black stamp itself, the negative part of the stamp, which you could color in, I guess you could say. So that's a thick stamp, and this is a thin stamp. In general, if you had both of these side by side, the thick stamp will usually command a slightly higher price. Most people don't care. Most people don't even know. But for those collectors who are like really, really, you know, niche into getting every single variant, they go for both of these. In fact, then you've also got that gray stamp that people go for that's even harder to find. But really, it's even harder to find in high grades because not too many people, I mean, even know about it anyways. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is all my purchases from this week that I could show in this video. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe, and I really enjoy sharing my collection with you.